Morning all. Today we are going to see some topic about the introduction to Git and Github. The basic definition for Git is it's a distributed version control system used to track changes in files and coordinate work among multiple people in software development. So all the developers were working on the same project, and we can access the same project in different places. For that purpose, the Git is highly used in the software development industry. It helps developers manage code history, collaborate efficiently, and avoid losing work. And this is widely used because it allows you to track the challenges, go back in time, work in branches, collaborate easily, use online repositories. So, so as you already discussed, Git is a popular version control system that was created by Linus Torvalds in 2005 and has been maintained by Junior Amazon since then. It is used for tracking code changes, tracking who made changes, code collaboration, and it manages projects with repositories, clone a project to work on a local copy, control and track changes with staging and committing. So the staging and committing plays a vital role in the Git process. Branch and merging to allow for work on different parts and versions of project. And some of the comments are there. These comments are there. The importance of pull and push. So pull the latest version of the project to the local copy. Push local updates to the main project. The use of the Git is used to track changes in the source code. Distributed version control tool used for source code management allows multiple developers to work together. Supports non-linear development because of its thousands of parallel branches. And some of the features are free and open source, track history, support non-linear development, create backup, scalable, support collaboration, branching is easier, and distributed development. So why we go for Git? So over 70% of developers uses in Git. Developers can work together from anywhere in the world. Developers can see the full history of the project because of Git, and developers can revert to earlier versions of project because in some cases the versions may be different. Okay, so for if you develop on project, you want to update the same project and uh, without Git, you have to do the corrections, whatever you need in that existing one, and save the existing one. So because of that, the new version of project only be shown, but not the older version. But in the Git, it will revert the early versions of the project too. So that's why Git is plays a vital role. So its workflow is initialize Git on the folder, making it repository, and we will look after some live demo after this session. Git now created a hidden folder to keep track of changes in the folder. First, we have to initialize the Git by making the repository. Second is it once initialized, the hidden folder will be shown into your uh, local local machine. When a folder is changed, added or deleted, it is considered modified. In every time there is any changes or if there is any adding, if there is any deleted happens, that folder can be denoted as modified folder. So the modified folders to be displayed in the GitHub also, right? So in your remote repository also. For that, the two stages are there. One is staging stage, another one is committing. Okay. So you select the modified file you want to stage. So whatever the things you you have modified or added any folder, you want to move the folder into the staging process. Okay. So after the staging process, the final one is the committing process. Okay. It commit means it's the Git what to say, which wants Git to store a permanent snapshot for a file. Okay. So Git allows you to see the full history of every commit. You can revert back to any previous commit, right? So Git does not store a sorry, it does not store a separate copy of every file in every commit, but keep track of changes made in the commit, right? So here is a Git server. So in this Git server, some project is there. So just assume that one of your project is there. So you need to update or you need to give some more code for your project. You can take this project into your local machine by using the clone operation. So after the clone operation, it will be coming into your local machine, and that copy is noted as that copy is known as the working copy. So inside this working copy, you can add anything or move files or edit anything. Okay, now the working copy becomes a modified working copy. Okay, so you want to modify it, right? So you have modified something, right? So after this modification, it moves to that what's that staging area. Okay. So after the staging area, and it goes to the committing area, committing one. Okay. So after all the committing process gets over, you need to push your file into the Git server area. That is, you need to push your updated file into the Git server, right? So this is the Git workflow. And subversion versus Git. So Git is also has a lot of versions, and in previous we have used that subversion concept. So in that subversion concept, what happens is, so we have different types of versions in that subversion. Okay, so this is your first version of project, and this is your second version of project, right? Like that. And the main difference between subversion and Git is, in that subversion, it didn't uh, uh, provide the information about its previous version, right? But in Git, it will provide all the information about its previous version. So this is a major difference between a subversion and Git. Okay. So next one is GitHub. So what is GitHub? GitHub is not the same as a Git is not the same as a GitHub. GitHub makes tools that use Git. Okay. So GitHub is the largest host of source code in the world and has been owned by Microsoft since 2018. Right. So it's a remote repository. In our language, it is a remote repository. It contains all the code, whatever the code needed, it was developed by some other developers, and it will be available in the GitHub, right? Right. So how to install the Git? Okay. So go to this website and install the same, right? And this is some of the basic introduction about the Git. Just hold on. We will talk about that live demo. So your first step is GitHub to log into github.com, sign in here. So it's easy, right? So if you don't have any profiles with the GitHub, go to that sign up page and create your own profile, right? So I have a profile already, so I've logged in, right? So three things to be important in that Git and GitHub process. One is your remote repository. Another one is your visual code. Okay, so visual code, right? So we can look after this one, right? Okay. So first, go to this plus symbol, create a new repository. We can uh, use a new repository name or use a live demo. Okay. New repository. New repository will be created. Okay. So just leave it as it is. Okay. Right. Next one is, we go to Visual Studio Code. Now open your Visual Studio Code. So, okay, so here the new Visual Studio Code has been opened. And before these two process, you have to do uh, create some folder. Okay, so create some folder into your machine. So to store the work, whatever we do now. Okay, so live demo is the folder which I created, right? Okay, so open this folder from your Visual Code. Open this folder, right? 1 minute. Go to the terminal. Open the new terminal. Open. Okay, right. So what is the first thing you have to do is you have created this repository in your GitHub, right? So you want to connect this repository with this working file, with this Visual Code, right? So for that, copy the path, copy the path, go here, git clone, and so the clone is a command which is used to connect the GitHub repository, that is your remote repository with your Visual Studio Code. Now it's connected, right? So we have created that we have connected the remote repository from Visual Code, right? Okay, so as we already told, so it is a process where the file can be the file is already available in the remote repository. If you need to do some changes, okay, so you need to get the file from that remote repository to that to your local repository, and in your local repository you can update the file, right? You can update the file, and again you have to push the same into that your what is it your remote repository. So that is the overall concept of your overall concept of your big process, right? So we can do by like we can do like this, right? So instead of getting the files from that remote repository, we can create our own file in our local machine, and we can push the same into your into your remote repository. Okay, now you can create this file from Visual Studio Code itself. Okay, so click this plus button, new file. Okay, and I can name it as okay. So this is a simple texture which we have created inside our Visual Studio Code. The purpose is I need to I need to edit the changes in this edit the changes in this file from my local machine, and I have to push the same into that remote repository which we have already created there. Okay, right. So I have created that test1.txt here. Okay, so the here u is there. Okay, so what is the meaning for this u is this file is a untracked file, that is it is not how to say tracked by your git. So this file is an independent one. Okay, but you have to get into the track, right? So first another thing is git state. Okay, so sorry. Okay. So before entering into that, you need to enter into the directory which you have created already, right? So the directory name is live demo. So sorry, I have given these two names as the same name. Okay. So for that, cd live demo. Okay. Now the directory goes to the particular folder. Okay. Now go to that git status here. So this status shown, this test1.txt is a untracked file. So it shows like this. This system.txt is the unplanned file. You have to move the file into the track. Okay, so for that, the command is git add test1.txt. Okay, now this file is added to the. Okay, so now it's changed into the a. Okay, so before that it was u. Now we have added that test1.txt into a track, so it's changed into a a. Okay, now the file is in the staging area. Okay, so you have to commit the same. Okay, so first one is staging area. So after staging concept, you have to commit the file. Git. So for that the command is git commit hyphen m to one dot text is okay. Okay. So the meaning for this one is git commit hyphen m text dot text is added, right? From nothing is added, right? So in this one, when you commit for everything, you need to give a message. Okay. Now I've given a message as system dot text is added. Right? So now the file is added. Right? Now the file is committed actually. Okay. So I want to move this file. Now I have created a new text and I have added the new text into the git and I have committed the new text into the git. Okay. Finally, I have to push the same to a remote repository. Now all the things happened in my local machine. Now I have to push all the things into the remote repository. Okay. For that, git push origin. Okay. Now it's added. Okay. So here main is the branch which we have created. Okay. So which we have created over there. Right. So once now my file is pushed. Right. So go to that remote repository. Okay. So we have created that live demo here. So once we request it, the new file is added here. This is why we can add the new file from that local machine to the GitHub. Right. Thank you.